I never thought dying would feel like this, trapped in someone else's skin, breathing their stale regrets, while my real body parades around in the life I built, the one that got away with murder. The scalpel's whisper in the oar was supposed to fix me, not fuck me over. But when I woke up staring at my husband's smug grin on my face, I knew he'd stolen my soul to bury his sins. And now, with nothing left but a stranger's scars and a dead man's grudge, I'm coming for him. Not with bullets, but with the truth he's been choking on for years. It started in the sterile hum of that Manhattan clinic, the kind where Wall Street wolves go to sharpen their edges without anyone asking questions. I was Catherine Hale, 42, VP of Ethics at Neuralink, the hottest neural tech firm east of Silicon Valley. My days were spent auditing code for brain interface implants, devices that promised to enhance cognition but whispered dangers like addiction and identity erosion in the fine print. I loved the fight, the way I'd stare down boardroom sharks and quote FDA regs until they blinked. My husband, Victor Hale, was the CEO, the golden boy with the TED Talk smile and a Rolodex full of senators. We were the power couple, or so the tabloid said. Private jets to Davos, weekends in the Hamptons, a penthouse overlooking Central Park that screamed, "We made it." But Victor had cracks. I'd seen them early. Nights he'd vanish into his home office, muttering about loose ends from his pre-marriage days. He came from nothing, a foster kid who clawed his way up through shady VC deals and whispers of insider trading. I overlooked it because he looked at me like I was the only real thing in his fake empire. Or so I thought. The betrayal hit like a glitch in the Matrix, but slower, uglier. 6 months ago, our chief scientist, Dr. Elias Crow, turned up dead in his lab, overdose, they said. Official report, suicide, laced with enough fentanyl to drop a horse. I didn't buy it. Elias was my whisperer, the one who'd pull me aside after demos and hiss about Victor's off-books experiments. Soul swaps, he'd call them half-joking, neural transfers that could theoretically migrate consciousness between bodies using the implants. Pure sci-fi, until the prototypes started glitching users into comas. I dug. Late nights poring over encrypted drives, cross-referencing with Elias's hidden emails. What I found chilled me. Victor had been siphoning funds for black market trials. Worse, Elias's death wasn't suicide. It was cover for a murder. Victor had confronted him about blowing the whistle to the feds. The tuck screen? Fudged by a lab tech on Victor's peril. And the kicker. The embezzled millions weren't just for tech. They funded a hit on a journalist sniffing too close. Victor had outsourced it to some ex-Blackwater goon, but Elias knew the wire transfers, the shell companies. I confronted Victor that rainy April night in our kitchen, the city lights smearing like blood on the windows. You're done, I said, sliding the printouts across the marble island. I'm going to the board. The DA. All of it. His face didn't crumple. It sharpened, like a blade unsheathing. You think you can take me down, Kath? Without me, you're just another compliance drone. He laughed, low and mean, then pulled a syringe from his pocket. Our own prototype neural blocker, meant for pain management. I blacked out before I hit the floor. Woke up in a body that wasn't mine. Hospital gowns scratching at unfamiliar skin, monitors beeping in a rhythm that felt wrong. I clawed at the sheets, expecting my manicured nails, my faint freckles from Jersey summers. Instead, rough hands, veined like old rivers, a paunch straining the fabric. I stumbled to the bathroom mirror, and there he was, Dr. Elias Crow, or what was left of him post-autopsy prep. Graying beard, sallow cheeks, eyes that were mine but hollowed by whatever hell he'd carried. My scream echoed off the tiles, but it came out in his gravelly baritone. The swap. Victor's masterpiece. Using the implants, he'd mapped my neural map onto Elias's fresh corpse, reanimated just long enough for the transfer. My body, pristine and perfect, now housed him. The surgery was listed as experimental revival therapy for me, complications from a car accident he'd staged. No one questioned it. Victor's lawyers had the paperwork airtight. I was Catherine Hale on paper, but trapped in Elias's husk, doped on psychotropics to keep me quiet. They called it recovery. I called it a cage. Days blurred into a haze of restraints and shrinks peddling gaslighting as therapy. Delusions of identity, they diagnosed, courtesy of Victor's influence. But I played along, nodding through the fog, memorizing guard shifts, hacking the Wi-Fi with Elias's old passwords I'd glimpsed in his files. Freedom came on a stormy Tuesday, slipped a nurse's badge, hot-wired a service van, vanished into the Bronx under a false ID Elias had stashed for just such a rainy day. Now, holed up in a roach motel off Fordham Road, I plot. This body aches, Elias's liver scarred from years of cheap bourbon, his knees grinding like gravel, but it's a weapon. He knew Victor's secrets, the ones even I missed. Hidden ledgers and Cayman accounts, mistresses who'd seen too much, board members bought with promises of immortality tech. And me? I bore the sins. Victor pinned the embezzlement on me, faked emails, forged signatures. While I rotted in Elias's skin, my body, his puppet, testified tearfully to the feds, painting me as the villain. Catherine snapped under pressure. The headline screamed, Neuralink XX fraud shocker. Our assets frozen, my name's synonymous with betrayal. He got house arrest in our penthouse. I got this. A ghost in a dead man's clothes. Revenge isn't a checklist, it's a slow bleed. First move. Controversial as hell. I reach out to Lena Voss, the journalist Victor had targeted. She's underground now. Post-hit attempt. A scar on her cheek from shrapnel. Eyes like chipped flint. We meet in a dive bar in Hell's Kitchen, rain sheeting the windows like tears. You're supposed to be dead, she says, sliding me a whiskey I can't stomach. Elias. I rasp, and her face crumples. I spill it all, the swap, the frame, Victor's empire built on bodies. She doesn't believe at first, calls me a crank. But I slide her a USB, Elias's uncorrupted autopsy photos, timestamps proving the fentanyl was injected post-mortem. Her hands shake as she plugs it in. This could ruin him. It will, I say. But we do it my way. No héroes. Just the truth, ugly as it gets. Lena's in, but it's messy. She leaks a teaser to her old outlet, a blind item about corporate resurrection tech and a CEO's dark twin. The internet erupts. Soul swap scandal trends, conspiracy nuts and ethicists duking it out in comment wars. Victor counters fast, press conference in my body's voice, denying it all with that patented charm. Smears from a grieving widow, he says, tears glistening. Lena's scar twitches. She wants blood. I rein her in. Patience. We hit where it hurts, his allies. Next, the board. Victor's puppets, fat cats from hedge funds and pharma giants, all complicit in the off-books trials. I pose as Elias's estate executor, summoning them to a neutral spot, a derelict warehouse in Red Hook, the kind where Gowanus Canal ghosts whisper deals gone sour. It's a gamble, borderline extortion. I wire the lights to flicker like a bad trip, play audio snippets of Victor's voice, confessions pulled from Elias's hidden recorder. The swap's foolproof. She'll never wake up. Their faces drain of color under the sodium glow. One, a silver-haired prick named Harlan, bolts for the door. I block him. This stranger's bulk a wall. Run and your shares tank. We expose the trials, your name's first. He spits. You're insane. This is kidnapping. No, I growl. This is negotiation. Sign the proxy revolt, or your families learn about the test subjects you buried. They fold one by one, scribbling affidavits that paint Victor as a monster. Controversial? Hell yes. Blackmail's a felony, and I'm dancing on the line. But in this body, with nothing to lose, ethics are a luxury. Lena files the docs anonymously. The SEC bites hard. Stock plummets 40% overnight. Victor scrambling, my old life unraveling thread by thread. But he's cunning, that bastard. Whispers reach me, tales on my motel, black SUVs idling curbside. One night, they grab me, chloroform rag in a bodega alley, wake up zip-tied in a van hurtling over the Brooklyn Bridge. Destination. The clinic, Victor's lair. He's there, in my skin, pacing the or like a caged panther. Up close, it's grotesque. My curves on his frame, my laugh lines twisted into a sneer. Elias, he sneers, but it's my voice, honeyed poison. Or should I say, my dear departed wife, you're making a mess. I spit blood, tasting Elias's bile. Give it back, Vic.
The body.
The life. He chuckles, circling like a shark.
Why?
This one's better. Youth, poise, the face that closes deals. Yours was always so. Worn. He leans in, breath hot on my borrowed neck. Besides, you were always the moral compass. Snapping under pressure? Perfect cover. The secret spills then, the one Elias died for. The journalist wasn't random. She was digging into our daughter, Mia. Victor's loose end from his wild days, a one-night stand in college, hushed up with payoffs. Mia's not mine by blood. She's his shame, adopted to seal the facade. He killed to protect it, framed me to bury the lie. You bore it beautifully, Kath. The perfect martyr. Rage boils, but I play dead. They prep the table, another swap, this time to silence me for good. Neural probe humming, his texts in scrubs like acolytes. Twist of the knife, Lena's feed cuts in on the clinic monitors, live streaming the board's revolt. Sirens wail distant. Feds, tipped by Harlan's guilty ass. Victor panics, unstraps me in the chaos. Fix this, he barks at the docs. I lunge, Elias's fists surprisingly iron from lab toil. Grapple on the tiles, my old hands, his now, clawing at my throat. Alarms shriek as cops breach. He slips in the scrum, bolting for the roof. I follow, lungs burning, the city a vertigo sprawl below. Wind whips as he climbs the ledge, my body's grace mocking me. Jump and it's over, I rasp. He turns, tears, mine streaming.
You win, Kath.
But was it worth it? Becoming the monster? The twist hits like lightning. In the struggle, the probe dislodges. Consciousness flickers, his map bleeding into mine, mine into his. For a heartbeat, we're both us, layers peeling. He wasn't just escaping, he was saving me. The murder? Elias's idea, a mercy kill for his terminal cancer, swap to give him time. The frame? To shield Mia from my impending breakdown. Diagnosed early, hidden by Victor's love. I was the one gifting my body to him, for her future.
No.
Bullshit. The probe lied, or he did. As he teeters, I shove, hard. He plummets, a scream in my voice echoing off skyscrapers. Sirens swallow it. Cops haul me, Elias, in Lena's footage vindicating. But the mirror in holding shows me again, swap reversed in the fall? Or illusion? Trial's a circus. I'm Catherine Hale, exonerated, Mia at my side. Our bond realer than blood. Victor's body washes up, autopsied as suicide. His secrets die with him. Happy ending? The board reinstates me, stock rebounds. But nights, I wake sweating, feeling his ghost in my skin. Was the revenge mine, or his final play? The line blurs, and in America's grind, who cares as long as you win the debate? The acquittal party was a farce, champagne flutes clinking in the rainbow room, skyline winking like it gave a damn. Mia clung to my arm, her 22-year-old eyes wide with that mix of awe and pity kids save for parents who clawed back from the abyss. Mom, you're a legend, she whispered, but her grip said she knew. Legends are built on bones. I smiled through the haze of painkillers, this body finally sinking, my own again, or close enough. The docs called the reversal a neural rebound, some quantum bullshit from the implant's failsafe. Victor's plunge had jarred it loose, his consciousness evaporating into the ether. Poetic, they said. I called it justice, served cold over the Hudson. But victory's a thief. It steals your sleep. In the penthouse now mine alone, shadows pool like accusations. I'd scroll X at 3 a.m., the soul swap threads a bonfire of opinions, feminists hailing me as a she-wolf, tech bros decrying witch hunt ethics, QAnon types spinning it into deep state body snatchers. Lena's book deal ballooned, her TEDx on corporate cannibalism going viral. She texted, "We did it."
Dinner?
I ghosted her. Heroes need distance. Accomplices get too close to the truth. The real grind started post-trial. Rebuilding. Neuralink's board, those spineless suits, begged me back as interim CEO. Interim my ass. They needed a face untainted by Victor's stink. I took it, with conditions: full audit of the swap tech, shutdown of black trials, reparations to test subjects' families. Controversial move number 2. I went public with the victim list. 83 names, mostly undocumented immigrants lured with free health scans, their minds fried for data points. Press conference in the atrium. Cameras flashing like Judgment Day. "This is an innovation," I said, voice steady despite the tremor in my hands. "It's erasure." Protests erupted. Outside, activists chained to the doors chanting, "Justice for the swapped." Inside, shareholders howled about stock dips. Mia watched from the wings, her bio major brain whirring. "You're brave, Mom."
But
What if they were willing? Willing. The word festered. Victor's ghost whispered it in dreams. They begged for second chances. "Like you did for me." Flashbacks hit hard. The Orr table, his hands steady on the controls, my consent form I'd signed in secret. Mia's future, he'd said. My Huntington's diagnosis, stage 1, progressing fast. "Let me carry it," he'd pleaded. "Your body for my time with her." I'd agreed, tear-blinded, scripting the frame as cover. Elias? Our Patsy, dying anyway, his swap a chain, me to him to oblivion. Victor slipping into me seamless. The murder? A mercy, his cancer too far. But the journalist, Lena, knew too much about Mia's origins, threatening the adoption lie we'd spun.
or did she?
Digging deeper now, with CEO keys to the kingdom, I unearthed the real twist. Victor's files, buried in quantum-encrypted vaults. Lena wasn't hunting Mia. She was Mia's bio-mom, paid off decades ago, now back for custody leverage. Victor's hit was a bluff, a scare tactic gone wrong, Elias pulling the trigger to protect our family myth. I'd borne the blame willingly, a mother's blind rage. But in the swap's fog, memories crossed, his guilt bleeding into mine, making monsters of us both. Crisis hit at the annual gala, black ties and Botox in the Met's Temple of Dunder. I was schmoozing donors, old money vultures eyeing Neuralink's rebound, when Harlan cornered me by the obelisk. "Catherine," he slurred, Scotch breath hot. "You think you're clean? That warehouse stunt. Extortion. I could bury you." His eyes gleamed, the board's quiet coup brewing. They'd installed backdoors in my audit code, funneling residuals to offshore havens. Victor's playbook, refined. Mia tugged my sleeve. "Mom, that lady's staring." Lena, across the room, champagne in hand, scar a crescent moon. She'd come for the story, or the daughter. I bolted, heels clicking marble like gunfire. Elevator to the roof, city pulse below, a migraine throb. Wind clawed my dress as I lit a cigarette, Victor's habit, leaking through. Lena followed, heels discarded, barefoot fury. "Talk," she demanded, voice cutting wind. "Mia's mine, isn't she? The files you leaked hints." I exhaled smoke, truth bitter.
She was.
"You signed away rights for tuition. Victor paid. We raised her." Her face fractured, rage, grief. "And the swap? You let him steal you to hide it?" "Love makes liars," I said. "But I ended him for it." She lunged, not with fists but words. "You're no better. Framing yourself? Dragging innocence." The board's trap sprung then, security feeds hacked, my confession piping live to the gala screens. Harlan's voiceover. Catherine Hale admits orchestration. Victor was the victim. Gasps echoed up. Mia's text buzzed. "Mom? What's happening?" Lena's eyes softened. "Fix it. Or you're him." Revenge's second act. Total war. I invoked the kill switch. Neuralink's master protocol. Victor's paranoia gift. From my phone, I triggered a data purge. Every trial log, every dirty dollar trail, beamed to WikiLeaks, The Times, every watchdog from here to DC. Controversial? Armageddon. Stocks cratered 80%, the firm a smoking ruin. Harlan's yacht foreclosed by dawn, boards scattering like roaches. But the cost? Jobs gutted, innovations orphaned, Mia's inheritance ash. She confronted me at dawn in the penthouse, coffee cold. You burned it all, Mom. For what? Ghosts. For her. Always. But the twist deepened. In the purge, a final file unlocked. Victor's suicide note, timed post-fall.
Kath, forgive.
The rebound was my design, your cure hidden in the jar. Mia's safe. Love. Vic Huntington's? Reversed by the swap's rewrite. I was free, body and soul. But free of what? The lie that bound us. Lena got her book, custody battle raging tabloid style. Public devours it. Was I avenger or architect? Protests swell. Catherine confess versus swap survivor. I vanished to Jersey, the shore house for my girlhood, waves gnawing secrets. Mia visits weekends, her hand in mine tentative. I don't care about blood, she says. Just us. Happy? In fragments. But at night, the mirror lies. Whose eyes stare back? The debate rages online, ethics panels dissecting my moral ambiguity. I watch from afar, cigarette ember glowing. Revenge isn't closure, it's a swap you can't unmake. And in America's mirror, we're all a little stolen. Jersey's salt air should have healed, but it chafes like Elias's old flannel. 6 months post-purge, I'm Catherine Hale no more, just Cat, tending a bait shop in Point Pleasant, the kind where fishermen swap tall tales over gutted blues. Neuralink's carcass picked clean by vultures. The text banned, FDA scorched earth. Lena won partial custody. Weekends with Mia, who shuttles between us like a diplomat in divorce court. It's not war, Mom, she says, but her eyes say it is. Blood or not, we're fractured porcelain. The ghosts don't fade, they evolve. Dreams now. Victor, my skin, reaching across the or table. We were the same, he murmurs. Swapping sins to save her. Wakes sweat-soaked, the implant scar itching like a brand. Docs say it's inert, but I feel echoes, his regrets, my guilts, Elias's unspoken apologies. The real twist? It wasn't just tech, it was us. Victor's files revealed the swap's genesis, my proposal, whispered in Huntington's fog. Take my body, Vic. Give Mia the parent she deserves. Elias facilitated, his cancer a convenient grave. The murder? Staged overdose to seed doubt, the frame my idea to insulate her from scandal. Lena's hit? A bluff to buy silence, botched when Elias overplayed. I bore it all, not as victim but volunteer. The revenge? Unraveling, my subconscious scripting the shove from the roof. In that moment, identities bled, his cowardice fueling my push, my fury his fall. Who killed whom? The autopsy said suicide, blunt trauma, no fingerprints. But the note? Kath, we end together. For her. Debatable ending. Justice or joint suicide pact. Controversy crests with the congressional hearings, Hill suits grilling survivors on neural ethics. I'm subpoenaed, flying coach to D.C., gut churning. Committee room reeks of power, senators with donor lists longer than commandments. Chairwoman Ruiz, sharp as a stiletto, leans in. Ms. Hale, you torched a billion-dollar industry. For vengeance or virtue? Cameras roll, America tuned in. I testify flat. The betrayal, the swap, the boards rot. Omit the consent, the mercy. It was survival, I say. In a system that swaps souls for stock ticks. Backlash explodes. Op-eds brand me, tech terrorist. Women's groups crown, avenging angel. Mia Live tweets support, her handle at Mia Halen swapped blowing up. Lena testifies too, nuanced, calling for regulation not ruin. Our eyes meet across the dais. Truce? Or unfinished business? Climax comes unbidden, a rainy October eve. Mia's birthday bash at the shore house. Low-key, bonfire on the beach, locals strumming guitars. Lena shows, tentative olive branch, bottle of Pinot, apology wrapped in small talk. She's ours, she says, watching Mia laugh with surfer boys. Shared custody of the heart. We talk real, her scars story, my scars lie. I thought you stole her, I admit. Victor said you were the threat. Lena snorts. He paid me off, yeah. But I came back for stories, not spite. The hit? I faked the fear to expose him. Layers peel. She and Elias colluded, planting leaks to force the swap's reveal. Victor's paranoia did the rest. Fire crackles as Mia joins, sandwiching us. Family weirdos, she teases. For a heartbeat, it's whole, no swaps, no sins. But Harlan's ghost crashes. A courier at dusk, envelope sealed with board wax. Inside, lawsuit threat, class action from purged employees. You destroyed lives, the note reads. Victor's echo. I burn it in the flames, sparks rising like freed souls. Controversial decision 3. Countersue, not with lawyers but truth. Leak the full files, Mia's origins, my consent, the mercy chain. X ignites, swap truth versus hail hoax. Debates rage, eugenics horror or desperate love. Ethicists pontificate, podcasters profit. Mia stands firm, mom's human.
Flawed.
That's the win. Ending? No tidy bow. Lena and I co-parent, awkward coffees turning to book club brunches. Neuralink's ashes birth startups. Ethical neural aids for the dying, my silent funding. Huntington's? In remission, the swaps rewrite a cruel gift. But mirrors still lie. Whose smile is this? Victor's ghost fades, replaced by mine, scarred, but standing. America loves a comeback, but hates the cost. We debate it over beers. Was my revenge redemption or recursion? Happy if you count breathing. Tragic if you tally the bodies, Elias's, Victor's, the selves we swapped away. Mia hugs me goodbye, whispering, "You're enough." In the waves' roar, I believe her.
For now.
The line blurs, but that's the thrill. In the swap, we find a real us.
Stolen, maybe, but ours.